What if you could enhance your focus and your learning ability and not use a stimulant? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. It is a peptide that can do exactly that. Welcome back to the channel. It's Dr. Durst, and I specialize in peptides, wellness, and sexual wellness. And today we're going to talk about SEMAX. So, what is a peptide? A peptide is an amino acid sequence that actually acts like a neurotransmitter or a hormone in the body and gives the body back something that it needs. So, this is one of those CMAX that it can enhance your learning, can enhance your mental clarity, your focus, but it doesn't stimulate. It's not a stimulant. Instead, it influences how your brain regulates itself. CMAX is a regulatory peptide with nootropic effects. So, what that means is it actually can build and help you build new brain cells. It was developed in Russia. It has been extensively studied, and it can be potentially cognitive and neuroprotective. It is particularly associated with some attention and focus enhancement, some mental stamina. But what I think is so important, it is neuroprotective effects. So it can help your brain adapt, and it actually works with what we call BDNF, which is brain-derived neurotrophic factor. So that is critical for learning in the brain and for neuroplasticity, which means our brain can adapt over time based on things we learn or based on exposure. So we can train our brain essentially. And we didn't think about that before. And so it also helps our brain deal with stress and adapt to stress and how our neurons interact with each other. And so I think that effect on BDNF is so important for CMAX and very interesting potentially for its use in patients that might have some kind of brain injury or brain insult. But it also works with the dopaminergic system, so dopamine, which actually helps with that motivation signal and attention also. So if we go back to BDNF, just think that that is an important molecule in the brain for helping our brain adapt and build new brain cells. And that, I think, to me, is the focus of where CMAX is so important. CMAX and SELANK are pretty much sister peptides. I almost look at SELANK as one that's more helpful for anxiety and depression, so more psychiatric focused brain disorders or effects. And CMAX is more of that brain fog, attention, high cognitive demand. We want to improve our learning, improve our focus, but also neuroprotection. But unlike caffeine, amphetamine, other stimulants, CMAX is not described as something that speeds you up, but instead users report being more clear. And that's important. That's a big distinction. So you won't feel like you're wired after you take it, and it shouldn't have effects on the blood pressure like some of those stimulants can have. Commonly reported improvements are improved task, better mental endurance, enhanced clarity, reduced cognitive fatigue. So, if you've been thinking all day and you've been on all day, that again, some patients will describe that they just don't feel tired and exhausted at the end of the day, which is important and also could potentially help with sleep. So, this is one of those peptides that I think is important to think about if you want better brain clarity and you want to take something that you can use not in the pill form, not in the injection form, but this is used as an intranasal spray. So it does get to the brain faster and more directly. And overall, generally tolerable. People don't feel stimulant effects. There's low side effect reporting overall. And again, smooth cognitive support without any of those negative side effects that you can get with medications. So if you're thinking about peptides, if you're thinking about ways to optimize your health, then I would give SELANK a try if you're trying to think about ways to improve your mental stamina, ways to learn faster, ways to stay more focused. So hopefully this introduces you to one of my favorite peptides. If you have any experience with SELANK or you have further questions, then just let me know. Let's start a conversation in the comments. And also, I am willing to deep dive into anything peptides, wellness, or sexual wellness. But before you leave, don't forget to hit the bell, subscribe, share with friends. Helps us grow the channel and helps us get more information out there on peptides and regenerative medicine. Thank you.